अस्सलाम वालेकुम। उम्मीद करती हूँ आप सब खैरियत से होंगे और सेहत ईमान की बेहतरीन हालत में होंगे। अब हमने जो बेसिक ग्रामर्स थी, मतलब जो मोटी मोटी ग्रामर थी, वो हमने पढ़ ली है। एटलीस्ट हम अब सेंटेंसेस का स्ट्रक्चर बना सकते हैं। ठीक। तो अब हम अपनी राइटिंग, रीडिंग, कन्वर्जेशन, इनके ऊपर भी फोकस ऑन करें। आज हम रीडिंग करेंगे ताकि हमारी जो फ्लुएंसी है इंग्लिश लिटरेचर को पढ़ने की, उसके अंदर बेहतरी आ सके। जब तक हम कोई चीज, अगर हम उसकी, क्योंकि हम एक एडल्ट हैं, इस वजह से हम बच्चों की तरीके से सीख नहीं सकते। ठीक है। हमें दो चार चीजें एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी सिखानी पड़ेंगी। बच्चों का दिमाग अल्लाह ताला ने इस तरह बनाया हुआ होता है कि वो लैंग्वेज को किसी और एंगल से देख रहा, उसके सामने आप जो भी लैंग्वेज बोलते हैं वो लैंग्वेज बोलने लग जाता है। चाहे आप उसे 1000 लैंग्वेज सिखाएं, वो एट द सेम टाइम 1000 लैंग्वेजेस सीख जाएगा। बट उसी के अकॉर्डिंग अगर हम एक एडल्ट की बात करें, तो एक एडल्ट को सीखने में, लैंग्वेज को ग्रास्प करने में टाइम लगता है, क्योंकि वो जो उसका लैंग्वेज पीरियड था वो अब जा चुका होता है। ठीक है, उसका जो पीक है वो जा चुका होता है। तो अब हमारी जो लैंग्वेज, अगर हम कोई भी लैंग्वेज सीखते हैं तो हमें कन्वर्जेशन भी करनी होती है, हम रीडिंग भी करते हैं ताकि हम उस चीज को खुद ब खुद अपनी ही आवाज से सुने। उसके साथ साथ हम राइटिंग भी करते हैं। ये एक अलग एस्पेक्ट है, लेकिन इसके अंदर होना चाहिए, थोड़ी बहुत राइटिंग आनी चाहिए। फिर उसके बाद हम इसकी ग्रामर भी सीखते हैं। अब आज जो हमारा डे है वो है रीडिंग का। हम इब्राहिम अलैहिस्सलाम की, प्रॉफिट इब्राहिम की स्टोरी को रीड करने वाले हैं। वन बाय वन हम थोड़ी थोड़ी स्टोरीज को रीड आउट करेंगे। सबसे पहले मैं आपको रीड आउट करके बताऊंगी एक पेज, ताकि आप लोग मेरी जो फ्लुएंसी है उसको आप लोग थोड़ा सा ग्रास्प कर सकें कि किस तरीके से लैंग्वेज को फ्लुएंटली बोला जा सकता है। आहिस्ता आहिस्ता जैसे ही आप रीडिंग के ऊपर प्रॉपरली अपना होल्ड कर लेंगे, तो वो चीज आपके लिए बहुत आसान हो जाएगी। एक चीज और याद रखने वाली है, वो ये है कि जब भी हम रीडिंग कर रहे होते हैं, चाहे हम किसी भी लैंग्वेज में कर रहे हैं, चाहे उर्दू में हो, इंग्लिश में हो, अरबिक में हो, फ्रेंच में हो, रशियन में हो, एनीथिंग, किसी भी लैंग्वेज में हो, उसमें आपको, जब आप वो रीड आउट कर रहे होते हो, तो आपको समझ थोड़ी बहुत आ रही होती है। अगर आपको एक दो अल्फाज नहीं समझ भी आ रहे होते, तो वो आपको कॉन्टेक्स्ट समझा रहा होता है कि यहाँ बात क्या हो। अब होता क्या है कि हम बस रीडिंग करते हैं, तो बस हम लफ्जों को पढ़ रहे होते हैं। रीडिंग का असल जो तरीका है वो ये है कि आप उस स्टोरी के अंदर या उस बात के अंदर बिल्कुल अपने आप को डाल लें। जैसे अगर हम अरेबिक का कोई डायलॉग कर रहे होते हैं, तो उसमें भी हम इस तरीके से वो डायलॉग बोलें कि ऐसा लगे कि सच में हम बात ही कर रहे हैं। ऐसा ना हो कि बस सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक सरसरी सा लफ्ज हमने बस पढ़ दिया। इसी तरीके से जब हम स्टोरी कोई पढ़ रहे हैं या इंग्लिश भी कोई पढ़ रहे हैं, तो ऐसा फील हो कि हम इंग्लिश पढ़ नहीं रहे, हम एक्चुअल में उसी जगह के रिहायशी हैं। ठीक है। इस तरीके से हम इंग्लिश को आगे फ्लुएंटली बोलें। वो किस तरीके से बोलेंगे? जब हम अपनी रीडिंग के साथ साथ, रीडिंग के अंदर ही हम जो भी पढ़ रहे होंगे, उसको प्रॉपर तरीके से, सिर्फ और सिर्फ अल्फाजों को नहीं पढ़ेंगे, उसके साथ साथ जो उसका लहजा होगा वो भी आपने देखना है। जैसे अब यहाँ पर हमारे पास स्टोरी ऑफ इब्राहिम अलैहिस्सलाम है, तो इसमें जिस तरीके से स्टोरी आ रही होगी, जैसे उतार चढ़ाव आएगा, मेरी आवाज, मेरा लबो लहजा वो उसी तरीके से हो जाए। लेट्स स्टार्ट। इसको स्टार्ट करते हैं। अब हमारे पास जो चैप्टर नंबर 1 है, उसके अंदर सबसे पहले आइडलशिप की बात हो रही है कि उन्होंने किस तरीके से आइडलशिप को डिस्ट्रॉय किया। द डिस्ट्रॉयर ऑफ आइडल्स, द स्टोरी ऑफ आवर प्रॉफिट इब्राहिम। When spring came, water flew in the Tigris and the Euphrates. People were delighted, so they held celebration in the city of Ur and other cities of Babylon. When spring came and the level of water rose in rivers, the farmers were glad, for their crops would increase. The people of the city of Ur went to Zakurra, which was a pyramidal temple. They took with them gifts to offer them to the gods, especially the god Marduk. The people of Babylonia or Babylon held celebrations outside their cities. They they chose pretty places to dance, to eat, and to drink. When the celebrations were over, they came back to their city and went to the temple. The temple was on the top of the Quran. In the city of Ur, there was a row of numerous gods made of stones. The people of Babylon worshipped the sun, the moon, the stars, Venus, and the king. At the time, over 4,000 years ago, Namrud Bikunan was the king. He imprisoned and killed people. He took whatever he wanted of their crops. So some people worshipped him because they were afraid of his power. In the spring, in the spring, people went to the temple carrying gifts such as goats and wheat. They offered them to their gods so that they might be pleased with them. यहाँ पर बात हो रही है, आप लोगों को समझ आ रहा है? होप सो आप लोगों को समझ आ रहा हो, वैसे इंग्लिश के अंदर भी हमें समझना चाहिए। ऐसे ऐसे रीडिंग होती रहेगी तो आप लोगों की इंग्लिश को भी आप लोगों को पता रहेगा कि इंग्लिश के अंदर किस तरीके से समझा जाता है। अब अगर आप लोगों को समझ आ रहा है तो काइंडली मुझे हैंड रेस कर दें ताकि मुझे पता चल जाए। ठीक है, मैं आगे बढ़ती हूँ। Some people, so the king himself asked them for advice, and people gave them gifts, for they were afraid of. There's the next chapter, the birth of Prophet Ibrahim. पहले उन्होंने पूरा का पूरा सिनेरियो बता दिया है कि क्या सिनेरियो चल रहा था बेबीलोन में यानी बाबुल में। ठीक है, और उस सिनेरियो के अंदर जिस जिस तरीके से इन्होंने बताया है कि कौन कौन सी तरह की वर्शिप्स जो है वो होती थी वहां पर लोग सितारों की पूजा किया करते थे, आग की पूजा होती थी, इसके अलावा चांद की, सूरज की और किंग्स की भी पूजा होती थी, और स्टोन्स वाले जो गॉड्स थे यानी जो उन्होंने खुद अपने हाथों से तराशे हुए थे उनकी भी पूजा किया करते थे। और उनका एक स्प्रिंग सीजन के अंदर उनका एक फेस्टिवल आता था, उनके अंदर वो अपने गॉड्स को गिफ्ट्स पेश किया करते थे। और किंग जो है वो ऑब्वियसली बात है, यहाँ पर उसकी बात हो रही है, नमरूद की बात हो रही है कि वो लोगों को जलाया करता था, मारा करता था, उनको जेलों में डाला करता था। ऐसे ऐसे लोग उससे अ, डर की वजह से, आफरेत का मतलब होता है डर, डर की वजह से वो उसकी वर्शिप किया था। वेट अ मिनट, मैं जरा अपनी चाय खत्म कर। The birth of Prophet Ibrahim. One day, the fortune tellers of the temple came to Namrud and said to him, "The stars have told us that a baby boy will be born. He will end your kingdom." Namrud asked with anxiety, "When will he born?" The fortune यानी सितारे के जो हाल वगैरह बताते, tellers replied, "He will be born in this year." In that year, Namrud ordered all the male babies to be killed. Our Prophet Ibrahim, Allah's friend, was born in that year. His mother feared for his safety, so she took him and went to a cave. She put him in the cave and went home. No one knew what had happened. Namrud killed many male babies in that way. The mothers wept over their babies. Some babies were only a few months old. Some were only a few days old. Some were only a few hours old. Namrud was afraid of the four-toed baby. The year passed, so Namrud became calm, for he had killed all the male babies. Our Prophet Ibrahim was born in the city of Kosria near Ur and Babylon. He grew up in the cave. Allah, our Lord, took care of him. He taught him how to suckle his fingers in order to survive. Namrud wanted to kill Ibrahim, but Allah wanted him to Allah wanted Ibrahim to guide the pagan people so that they would worship him. Ibrahim grew up in the cave. One day his mother came to the cave. She embraced, kissed, and took him home. The soldiers of Namrud thought that Ibrahim was 2 or 3 years old. They did not realize that he was only a few weeks old, so did not take him away. यानी वो लोग समझे कि हजरत इब्राहिम अलैहिस्सलाम 3-4 साल के हैं जबकि वो कुछ महीनों के हैं। अब यहाँ पर आप लोगों में से कोई एक आए और इसको रीड आउट करे। Hurry up, who will came?
Idols. At that time, people worshipped idols. They worshipped Marduk, the god of gods, the god of justice and law, Sin, the god of heaven, Star, and many others. Many people worshipped Venus, the moon, and the sun. At that time, no one worshipped Allah, the glorified. Our prophet Ibrahim was born and grew up at that time. Azar. Azar was an astrologer. He made idols that represented different gods. Namrud himself consulted him. Our prophet Ibrahim lived in Azar's house, for Azar was his uncle. For this reason, our prophet Ibrahim called Azar my father. When Ibrahim grew up into a young man, Allah the Glorified blessed him with great intelligence. As he had a clean and pure heart, he did not believe in idols, nor did he prostrate himself to them. He was amazed to find the people worshipping the very idols that they had made with their own hands. He knew that Allah was greater than those idols. When it got dark, Ibrahim went to the city to look for the truth. There was light only in the temple. The people who worshipped Venus looked at the sky humbly. They thought that Venus was their god, and that it supplied them with their livelihood and gave them blessings. Ibrahim stood up with them, looking at the sky. He was looking for the truth. He was searching for the true creator of the world. In the meantime, the moon shone. It appeared in the sky, sending its silvery light. Our prophet Ibrahim was a wise young man. He wanted the people to correct their corrupt beliefs. He wanted to say to them that Allah was greater than their idols. Therefore, he said to them, "The moon is my Lord." The people who worshipped Venus turned to him and asked him, "Why have you chosen the moon as your Lord?" Ibrahim answered, "Venus has set, so it is not a true God. The true God should not set." Time passed, and the moon passed through the sky until it disappeared. After an hour, the sun shone, so Ibrahim said, "That is my Lord, that is greater." So people believed in Ibrahim's words when they said to each other, "Perhaps he is right, because the sun gives us light and warmth only." When the sun set and it got dark, Ibrahim looked at the sky and said, "I am going to refrain from worshipping the sun, for it sets, and the true God should not set. Now I am going to worship Allah, who has created Venus, the moon, the sun, the earth, and all of us."
Great. It's Venus. ठीक है, वेनस एक
ठीक।
प्लेनेट का नाम. अच्छा, नेक्स्ट. एनीवन एल्स? खदीजा. खदीजा, आपका माइक चल रहा है? आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही. महापारा.
Chapter 5 The Believing Young Man. Ibrahim said, I am not afraid of the idols, gods, nor am I afraid of Namrud. These words of his spread through the city. So all the people knew that he mocked their gods. When Ibrahim was 16 years of age, all the people of Babylon knew that he didn't worship their gods and that he mocked them. One day, Azar, Ibrahim's uncle, saw Ibrahim making an idol more beautiful than those he made. In the beginning, he was glad, for thought that Ibrahim would take care of the idols in the temple. But at last he was sad when he saw him breaking the idols into the pieces. Azar was angry with Ibrahim, so he said to him, Ibrahim, why have you broken the god into pieces? Are you not afraid of the anger of the gods? Ibrahim politely answered, Father, why do you worship what neither hears nor sees nor avail you in the least? Father, do not worship Satan. Surely Satan is disobedient to the most merciful Allah. Azar said angrily, Do you dislike my gods, Ibrahim? If you do not if you do not desist, I will certainly revile you and leave me for a time. Ibrahim greeted Azar before leaving his house, saying, Peace be on you, I will pray to my Lord to forgive you. Surely he is very affectionate to me. Ibrahim prayed to his Lord to guide Azar into the light and faith. He separated himself from people to worship Allah the only, the one and only. People went to their temples all the time. They bowed to idols and gave them gifts. But Ibrahim didn't bend to idols, nor did he give them gifts.
Great, excellent. Hajra, now it's your turn. Unmute your mic.
All the people worship idols, the stars, the sun, and the moon. They also worshipped Namrud, the king. Thus, our Prophet Ibrahim thought of a way to guide them to worship Allah, the one and only. Spring came, so flowers opened, and the river was full of water. People rejoiced at spring. They celebrated the arrival of spring, fertility, and growth. At that time, people went outside the city to hold their celebrations. They ate, danced, and played. Then they returned to the city to give gift to their gods and fortune tellers. When people got ready to go outside the city, our Prophet Ibrahim did not go with them. So they asked him, Ibrahim, why do you not go with us?
आगे बोले. Continue it.
I am ill, replied our Prophet Ibrahim. Our Prophet Ibrahim was sad for his people, for they did the right path. Our Prophet Ibrahim was different from his people, for his clothes were clean and he cut his nails and hair. All the people,
Are clean.
including Namrud and the fortune tellers, went outside the city to celebrate spring. Our Prophet Ibrahim stayed in the city. He took an axe and went to the great temple. There were many idols in the temple. Some of them were
Continue. Some of them were small, some were big. आगे. You're
as small, some were big. There was a very big idol. People called the idol
Mardukh.
Marduk, the god of gods. The temple was completely
The
empty
god
where when our Prophet Ibrahim entered it. There was nothing inside it except idols and the bad smell of blood and meat. Our Prophet Ibrahim looked at idols and then he asked himself, why do my people worship idols that do not help them? The idols were motionless at their place. They did not move or speak or do anything. Our Prophet Ibrahim asked the idols angrily, why did not you eat? There was
you eat.
there was
It's
no
don't eat.
there was no answer except his words that ये word क्या है?
Echoed. Echoed. यानी उनकी echo के
Echoed,
अलावा
echoed in the empty temples. Our Prophet Ibrahim wanted to destroy the idols to show the people that their idols were merry stones. So he drew his axe and began destroying the face of the idol's gods, and then he broke the idols into pieces. When he reached the biggest of the gods, he did not destroy it. He only hugged his axe on its shoulder and left the temple. He looked at the sky and saw white pigeons flying peacefully in the sky. When the spring celebrations had ended, ended, the people of Babylon come back to the city. The dark night had over the city, so it was time for the people to give their goods gifts. They went to the great temples in a long procession carrying torches
Torches.
and gifts. Torches and gifts. The fortune tellers and the people were
Last line, read.
the fortune tellers leads the procession.
अब खदीजा को दें, खदीजा पढ़ेंगे।
खतीजा मेरे पास नहीं है।
चलें आप ही पढ़ें।
सॉरी क्या कहा आपने मैम?
जी जी, आप पढ़ें आगे।
कहाँ से स्टार्ट से?
ये जो स्टार्ट है ना यहीं से, ये आगे कंटिन्यू।
The fortune tellers and the people were astonished to see their goods destroyed. The goods had been broken into pieces. All the goals had become ruins except the biggest one. The biggest of the goods had been motionless and its place for many years. However, it now carried an axe on one of its shoulders. No one walked towards the biggest of the goats to ask it what had happened. The biggest of the goats was also silent as usual, for it was a mere stone. Noise broken out when the fortune tellers asked each other, the biggest of the goals was also silence as usual. It was a merry stone. Noise broken out when the fortune tellers asked each other, who has destroyed our scared gods? One of them
Sacred gods.
answered, I always
Hajar is sacred, not scared.
repeated them.
Sacred.
Sacred, oh, okay, sacred gods. One of them answered, I always heard a young man called Ibrahim mock the gods. He said that they are useless. So I think that he has broken them. Accordingly, the fortune tellers were very angry with Ibrahim.
ग्रेट, बहुत अच्छा, आपने रीडिंग की बहुत अच्छी कोशिश की है। जी खदीजा, कैन यू स्पीक?
And
खदीजा, कैन यू स्पीक? यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल, आई कांट लिसन यू। सो आज की क्लास को हम यही एंड करते हैं। अच्छा, ये जो हमारी आज की क्लास है, ये पूरी की पूरी जो पीडीएफ है आप लोगों को दे दी जाएगी, और आप लोगों को चैप्टर बता दिया जाएगा कि कल से पहले पहले आपने वो तमाम जो चैप्टर्स हैं, जितने भी मैं आपको बताऊंगी, वो आप लोगों ने रीड आउट करने हैं अपनी अपने घर पे बैठ के। ठीक है, आप लोगों को ये पीडीएफ रिक्वायर्ड कर दे दिया जाएगा। ठीक, दूसरी चीज ये है कि इसके अंदर जिस जिस जगह पे आप लोगों को ये लगता हो कि आप सही प्रोनाउंस नहीं कर रहे, तो वो आप मुझसे ग्रुप पे पूछ सकते हैं। उसके साथ साथ यहाँ पर जो भी आपको ऐसा लफ्ज लगे जो आपको लगे कि मुझे इसका मतलब नहीं पता, ठीक, तो आपकी मर्जी है कि आप इसको गूगल आउट भी कर सकते हैं और आप मुझसे भी इसको ग्रुप पे पूछ सकते हैं। ठीक, आप एक कॉपी पेन लेकर बैठिएगा और जैसे जैसे आप पढ़ते रहेंगे आपके आगे से ऐसे ऐसे लफ्ज गुजरते रहेंगे जो जिनका मतलब आपको नहीं पता होगा, तो आप अपने साइड पे रख लीजिएगा लिखकर, और एंड पे आप वो सारे के सारे ग्रुप पे मुझसे पूछ लीजिएगा। जज़ाकल्लाहु खैरन। अस्सलाम।
वालेकुम अस्सलाम।